Okay, guys, here we are. We're at, what's it called, Billy? Mac's?
Mamak.
Mamak. Anyway, this is Billy Makin, as you all know. Everybody knows Billy, of
I don't
course.
think so.
They don't know. The younger generation don't know who the flip you are, to be honest.
There's a lot of bar girls here who have no idea who I
Oh,
am.
exactly. No, they haven't heard of your reputation, have they?
Oh, shut up.
Oh, we won't talk about that. But anyway, we thought we'd just come and do a couple hours on this venue. We fished it last week, and I think it was, who won it? I can't remember. Oh, Dennis won it, that's right. Yeah, Dennis won it on the whip. And I think, who was it? John was second, that's right. I was leading the first half.
That's right.
Yeah,
John
bloody...
came strong on the feeder
Yeah,
John, didn't he?
yeah, on the feeder, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, so Billy got some great stories. We were just talking about now. He was talking about the start of the spade end hook. You know, you don't profess to have developed it, but you certainly you were telling me that you used to get the hides and cut them off. Did you say?
No. We
how did you do that?
when I was a kid, there were no spade ends,
No.
and the smallest hook we could get was a 20s.
Right.
And being fishing the northwest canals, which were pretty grim.
Yeah.
Pretty grim.
Yeah,
We didn't have a big maggot. We'd be using a squat or a special homebred. And he looked out of place on the 20s, so tried to develop something a little bit smaller. So I would sort of retemper the hook, cut off the end, bend the whole hook around a darning needle, make it into perhaps a 24s,
Okay. Yeah.
when nobody else had got anything smaller than a 20s. Now, single squat on a 24s looked pretty good, but the hook was then a little bit too long, so we'd snip the end off the hook and it left a little flat piece.
Okay.
And then from there we developed a way of tying it on, which actually I still use today, believe it or not.
Yeah. You whip it onto you, sort of thing, like.
Yeah, it's a cross, and
Oh yeah.
I've been using it for about 200 years, I think, since I was a kid. And we developed that, and because we'd flattened the end, it was effectively a spade end.
Okay.
And like in the early days, when I was a small kid, everything was whipped on with whipping silk and then glued.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
But once you short the shank, you got this little bulge on the end, and it's effectively a spade end.
Okay.
And it did work.
And it went well, yeah.
I wouldn't claim credit for inventing
No.
it, but we had something similar before we could actually buy the things. And we had 22s and 24s hooks that we made ourselves out of 20s.
Okay,
Then we simply retempered the things again.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because obviously nowadays lots of things weren't developed or discovered then, you know, so we had to improvise, and as you say, we had to find our own way. But
You can read a lot about this actually in the book. It's the Golden Years.
yeah,
It's pretty much semi-autobiographical without meaning to be.
yeah, I know.
You know, it was a sort of the early days of fishing when I was a kid anyway.
Yeah,
The early days of match fishing as I was a kid, and then I've moved along to almost, well, perhaps about 20, 30 years ago. All the great names I fished with, but we didn't just have to develop our own hooks. There were no floats.
no.
There were no float makers at the time. You had perch bobbers, porcupine quills, and if you were a matchman, you tended to use crow quills.
Yeah.
So I used to go out with the air gun, shooting the crows. We bred our own maggots out of the pigeons I shot. We didn't even know, but they were gozzers. We hadn't any idea. It was just a maggot that grew on a dead pigeon, you know.
Right.
And you had to develop everything. Our rods were cane rods. Reels were centre pins. But the fixed spool was just starting to come in, and a guy with a Mitchell or a Mitchell match. Oh no, what was the early one? 301 was it?
Yeah, 301.
Yeah, the guys with the early Mitchells were the rich guys. They're more prized than cars in those days.
Were they? Yeah.
I can remember seeing Benny using them down the canal, but again,
I'd seen a picture of Billy Lane with one, you know, but he was a tackle dealer, so he was privileged to probably be.
They were bringing them in from France.
Right.
And
he was friendly with Tess, and all those greats,
that's right. Yeah. Well, he was a world champion, don't forget.
Yeah, of course. He was,
Rather like yourself, a little bit earlier.
Before my time, but it was great.
I only met him, I met him a couple of times, met him in the shop once, and I was quite in awe of
Yeah.
meeting him, you know. And then he came and sat behind me. When I moved down the Midlands, he came and sat behind me. This was shortly before he died. And that was a hell of a privilege.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
someone like Billy Lane who
Yeah.
you'd looked up to during your teen years, growing up years, and suddenly sat behind me talking to me. And you know, that was at Kumabi.
That was brilliant, yeah.
He died shortly afterwards, and I mean, not a lot of people know this, but his funeral was probably the biggest one Coventry's ever seen.
Was it really?
Oh my God, they lined the streets for Billy. Such a well-respected man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, in my book, my short book of Living with Legends, which you're in it, by the way, I did mention you. But it was,
Don't know why, but go on.
but no, Billy is one of the guys I never really met, and he was one of the ones I would have liked to have met, you know. So yeah, it was a great privilege, you know.
It was interesting. When he died, Alan, his son, took over the shop. And I'd now got into the float making business. So Alan was a customer of mine.
Right, yeah.
And I bought gear from the shop as well. And he said to me one day, he said, you know, Bill, these poles will kill match fishing.
Did he?
Alan told me.
That many years ago?
Oh, God, how long ago?
Yeah, cool. That'll be 50 years ago.
Over 50 years ago. He said that they were just coming out at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe about 30 years ago. I think the first ones out were the dye with pro carbon.
Right,
That was one of the early leaders.
Yeah.
He said this will kill match fishing. And I said, what do you mean, Alan? He said, look, everybody can go out fishing and competing in a match. The hope of drawing a good swim. But they will have a rod and reel, as will the very top men of their era. He said, but they're not going to have £300 poles because they can't afford them.
No.
And when the top men start winning on these £300 and £400 poles, they will stop competing against them.
Okay.
Because all of a sudden you've no longer got a level playing field.
Yeah.
And I know people would never admit to it nowadays, but I think in a lot of ways that started quite a bit of the drop-off in angling. Because now you're looking at 18-metre poles. So you've not just got the financial side of it,
No,
you've got the physical side of it.
Yeah, I think that's why Kevin Axels was good on the pole, and he was one of the first ones to make a name.
Kevin started fishing the pole, oh God, over 60 years ago. Kevin did. And I watched them on Bridgewater Canal, but they were glass fibre poles.
Yeah, I seen a picture of him holding one with one hand, like, oh, bloody hell, he was like a brick house.
Well, they'd be about 6 or 7 metre glass fibre. I mean, I couldn't even lift the damn things. No. But Kevin has watched the Continentals because of his England fishing. And he'd realised there was something to be gained by the extra control at range.
Yeah.
And he fished on the Bridgewater Canal. I can remember drawing a couple of swims away from him. What the hell are you doing? He got a telegraph pole in his hand. And I grabbed hold of it after the match. So let me have a look, Kevin. I couldn't even lift it. And it was like a banana, you know. It was a horrible grade. Imagine 7 metres of glass fibre instead of carbon fibre. But Kevin was the first one I saw using it. But you got to remember, of course, they've been using them for a century and a half down in London.
Well, yeah.
The cane ones.
The old roach poles, yeah.
Soapbox, were they? Something like that?
Yeah. Well, I got a 1950s paperback, and it's got a picture in the early 1900s of people using poles in them days.
Yeah, all the Southerners use them.
So we've always been around. It's just that obviously the modern pole, probably in the last couple of decades, have come to the British scene, I suppose, you know. And I actually made a video, a feature once on the Welsh Raven, and I don't know if you ever knew a chap named Chris Taylor. He was,
I know Chris.
Oh, you know?
Well.
Oh, you do. Well, Chris was one of the top anglers on the Welsh Raven at the time, on the Waggler. So we done a little head-to-head. I went on the pole, he went on the Waggler. Well, I beat him.
Oh, yeah.
And anyway, because in them days it was new. It was talking about in the 1980s. And anyway, I said to Kevin Wilmot, I know we mentioned Kevin, and I said to him, I said, you know, one day I said matches are going to be won on the pole. What an understatement on the Welsh Raven, like. So yeah, you know, it's strange how we all seem to I don't know, follow that pole route, you know. But do you use a pole yourself, or did you ever get round to?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Because what viewers don't know that Billy won the Matchman of the Year, didn't you? Did you win it and runner-up, I think? What happened? I know it's going back
I
a
think
few
it was,
years now.
I won it, runner-up twice and third once in the 4 years they run it.
Well, yeah, and at that state, at that
Horrible
time...
John Dean kept getting in the way.
Yeah, John Dean, yeah. But I mean, that was a great honour to to achieve that. So it's like winning the World Championships, as far as I was concerned, because that was the height of anyone's career, really, to win that. It's a shame about Dave Vincent. He passed away the other day.
No, Dave, Mick.
Oh, Mick, was it? Sorry, Mick.
Yes,
yeah,
his
Mick.
brother.
Oh, Mick.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, sorry, Dave. Yeah, well, Dave obviously was a former camera Sunderland as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, they're two of the nicest lads
Oh,
you'd
yeah,
ever
yeah.
meet in your
It was
life.
Mick, his brother. Yeah, sorry, apologise for that. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Two smashing guys.
Yeah, they're nice guys. I used to, I met him on the Road Park Lake and at Home International.
Well, Dave came on our canal circuit quite a bit on the
Did he?
Oxford
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
Grand Union. Yeah, he was a good angler, very tasty angler. If you read the book, I'll show you the one in a minute.
Yeah. We'll have a look at the book because, by the way, his book I think it's available on Amazon.
They're all available.
All available on Amazon. Yes. So if anyone interested in getting Billy's book, then I'll leave a link on the bottom of the vlog so you know where to go.
I described the other two.
Yeah.
I think the one we mentioned before was the last one I wrote, The Golden Years.
The Golden Years. That's the one. Yeah.
I've got 11 published at the moment, but one is Fishing and Testicles.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that's not terribly serious.
No, you can imagine.
And the other one is Tits and Teeth in Thailand, which is even less serious. I stopped doing serious at my age.
I know you guys.
I just do taking the Michael.
So this book was serious, said the fishing one you've done.
The fishing one was. Let me show you.
All right, let's have a look at it.
My mate Tony Locke.
Okay, this is for Tony's birthday today.
And he kindly loaned me his rod while he was in England.
Yeah.
And I've already told him if he wants to get it back, he's going to have to polish up his karate because there's no way he's having it back ever again. Yeah. As you can imagine, these are not terribly serious books.
Yeah. In fact, you gave me one of each of them, Bill.
Yeah. Cheers, Tony. He insisted on
something. Well, Tony Locke, he's a London lad and he's over here on holiday and it's his birthday today, so we're going to go and go to his birthday party after we've done a bit of fishing. So, yeah. So there you are, guys and gals. Have a look on Amazon and, as I said, I'll leave the link and you can go and have a look and leave some comments if you can. Okay, Bill?
Okay, mate, cheers.
Really cripple him up, you know what I mean?
Okay, do you live here permanently then, or?
No, I've come here 6 months of the year.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. He's been here 17 years, Billy's been here about 15 years, I think. Billy had a couple of bars. He only got one now, his missus took the other two.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll take everything.
And he's taking his car, he's still trying to get his car back.
They'll take everything.
Oh no. What's your name?
John, I'm John.
John
Deakin.
John Deakin, okay.
Yeah, D-A-K-I-N.
Okay, all right, John. Yeah, you on Facebook and that, or?
Well, I am, but I can't get it here for some reason. My phone ain't working properly here, so.
Oh, right, okay.
But I'll try and add you if.
Yeah, do a search.
Have to join our little golf, a little
But do you know Wolf and all? I know Wolf.
Yeah, well, it's all closed now, anyway, Wolf, yeah.
Yeah, you used to have a lovely pool around the back of here, Wolf.
It's gone now, isn't it?
Closed now.
I know it has, yeah. I was here when it closed. It was
My favourite place to go.
Yeah, crying shame that was.
Yeah, we all used to go there. You used to get loads of people just watching us fishing. We'd have our matches. Yeah. It's a
Yeah, I
shame.
know Wolf. Wolf's
Yeah, so she's from the Midlands. Where's you come from? what part do you come from?
Tipton, I come from.
Tipton, all right. Okay.
Yum yums.
Yum yums.
Yum.
Billy said he's a yum yum. I don't know what that means, but.
Alright, okay. The only bit of Brummy I know. Alright, okay.
Come on, Bill, get in there. Let's have a proper match and stuff.
Oh, just count them and shut up. I can lie better.
You can like better.
So who's going to win then, you reckon?
Well, we've all managed one of them, haven't
Okay, we're going to start the match now.
The English one was a bitch, and this Thai one I ain't fucking mad, but she's even bigger bitch. They're all the same.
I have a one or two.
Everybody's got a good one to win, so.
Pretty hard for us to begin with, aren't they?
Come on in, Bill, get on your peg.
I need some bread. I've got no oat bread.
Have you got no bread?
No.
I've only got half a
So is
slice.
that what you're using on up bags?
Got bread for him?
Sometimes on the paste.
Yeah, paste
Taste the
bread.
bread. That's
I'm not
using
using anything.
There's
I'm
no
not gonna.
There's no.
Have you got any bread for him?
No, I've only got a little bit here.
I only want half a loaf,
I
Clive.
haven't got half a loaf, that's all I got.
He's already got bread.
I've got, honestly.
Give him some style.
And it's bloody stale.
You've got enough bread to sink a battleship.
I use 2 loaves every time I go fishing.
I never see you catch bug roll. How'd you manage that?
I had £107 the other day.
Must have been solid. Thank you.
£107 I had.
Must have been solid.
And I come second, 117 won it. John Harvey.
That's good. I like how you have a bank between you. I think it's lovely, isn't it?
Okay, all in then. Hey, what time are we fishing till?
4 o'clock.
4? All right.
I'm going to get the board.
Hey, Bill, you're a bit close to me, and you?
I'm casting to my left.
All right, yeah. All right. I'll have to cast into the...
You blowing the whistle?
Yeah, go on then. All in.
Bloody hell, I ain't going to be able to see that float out there.
No, it's started right down, right?
And I suppose you can have some fish here if you wanted some fish to eat or something.
Well, you can take these away if you want.
You get a kilo for free.
The toys will eat everything, won't they?
Oh, yeah.
We've got 2 eyes in an house, so they eat it.
Yeah. If it moves, they'll eat.
Oh, you're using
Did you make yourself a catapult, Clive?
Huh?
Did you make yourself a catapult?
Yeah, well, I'll get used to it, Louis. I used a coat hanger.
And you never tried using what the toys use, them wands? And
No.
you've got poles, no?
No. It's not allowed, that's artificial bait.
Typical English out in the rod and wheel. Oh, he's got a pole there.
Because he ain't got a reel.
Yeah, because he ain't got a reel.
Yeah, no, he's probably, he wants to catch him on the pole instead.
Get the old bonk sorted.
You saw it, Bill? I went to Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
Tilapia.
Tanning?
Yeah, tilapia tanning. Maybe you want to call
That's
it.
one.
Yeah, what's the
Dennis,
spice on that?
3 to me. How many you got, Clive?
Still early.
You're trying to bag yet, you've stopped already.
I had to sit this close so I could get that shadow. If I sit to my left, and that guy's crossing me.
Okay. I've had 2 bites, but I missed them.
That's what happens to inexperienced anglers.
Yeah.
Oh, you dropped that back in it, yeah? So you ain't going to be able to weigh that one, he's put it back.
You got a load of them from last time.
to catch a load of 5-pound Aesops.
Aesops.
I reckon they've just stopped it.
They've restocked it?
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, well, the tide's been pulling them out all morning.
Okay, well, we've had that little knock-up, and it was a one-horse race, really. Dennis on the end, fishing the poist. Ended up with, you know, quite a nice bag of fish, really. We didn't count them, but I reckon he had 20 plus. No, he had more than that, yeah, because I helped to lift it up. I reckon there's 40, 50 pound. Yeah, so we catch one there now. I had a few myself, so there. Okay, and Billy had a few as well, so we had a nice day. Look at this, even the ladies catch. Look at this.
They wasn't paid. Come on.
Right.
Paid what?
You.
Oh, you lost it.
Fishing.
You lost it. Oh.
100 baht for fishing.
Okay, well it's the end of the night now, and just signing out with Tony.
Yeah.
Clive's video. This will be live on YouTube tomorrow.
And we got Dan and John. Yay! See that? The overhead angler, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.
Who's that? Oh, it's me.
Billy! Billy! Say hello!
You want me to say hello to me?
Yeah.
Hello, mate. Very well, Steve.
I finished my vlog off.